Hello, what's up, everybody? Hello. Today's guest is no stranger to On the Town. Uh, he is a Christian rock artist whose story is as raw and redemptive, as his music. From battling addiction, depression, and divorce to releasing an award-winning EP and performing on national stages, he is using his pain to deliver present hope. His mission is clear: to turn music into ministry and struggles into songs that lead others back to Jesus. With his hits like He Rescued Me and Strong, Howard's not just performing, he's helping others heal. So please give a round of applause for the one and only Howard Gripp. Welcome. Hey.
Yeah.
Welcome.
That's
Thank
big.
you so much. No, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me back on. Very cool.
Thank you. Thank you for being our guest. We really appreciate you. Wow, a lot's gone on since I've seen you. So much has gone on, and I got a lot to cover. So let's see if I can get through it. Right. Let's see. Your story is so powerful. Let's start here. Right. So when did you realize that God was calling you to use music as your mission and not just a passion?
Yeah, it was about 3 years ago. I still playing in an acoustic duo. We were playing bars and parties and all that. I mean, I've my whole life, but rock and roll was my pastime, and I wasn't in a band, but I was in an acoustic duo, so we were still playing. I don't know. I went to a Christian music festival and just felt God saying, "Hey, it's time. I've given you a gift. I want you to do what you want with it. Now I want you to do it for me." So, and it's been a crazy 3 years since then.
Wow, 3 years. Wow, I can't believe that's only been 3 years. It seems like a longer time than that since I've known you. It's weird. So you've had to battle addiction, depression, and even spiritual warfare. How did your faith survive all those storms?
Well, it's I don't want to say it's easier now. My faith is much stronger now. So when I face big things like I've gone through some family things, and my faith has really helped me get through it, not get upset, not mad, but be able to pray and rely on the strength of Jesus to, level me out. Now, early on, that was tough because I was still learning,
Right.
So if something went wrong, I might still get mad, and it's just been a lot of growth, being in the Word, just in the path.
Wow. Yeah, it's always a work in progress being a Christian, isn't it? And I can't imagine being a recording artist and a Christian. Yeah. That's double whammy because there's so many elements going on around you that you have to stay prayed up pretty much to fight all those things, I'll say, going on. And so your music often feels like a lifeline for many listeners, right? So which song of yours became your own personal lifeline first?
Well, the first I wrote was He Rescued Me. And that was really my kind of what started this journey from day one. I wrote that, and it was When I Pray, which was about addiction, battling addiction and near death. And those so different to write about me and my life experiences and then share them with people as opposed to which was just whatever. It wasn't really, it was personal, but it wasn't personal, you know what I mean?
Right.
So those were the first two, but He Rescued Me was the first one I wrote, and that was my salvation song. So.
I love that song. It really just it's something about it. Just you can tell there's something when you say why you wrote it, and then you hear it again, you're like, that makes sense. But it is that song that just everybody has a testimony, and
What's that?
Everybody has a testimony, and that kind of wraps it up pretty much. So it's nice, beautiful, beautiful song. How did meeting your wife Michelle and reconnecting with faith change the entire trajectory of your life and your music?
Well, that was something, because I say it was like the second or third date she took me to church. I hadn't been
Oh,
to church at the time, and when I went to the church she was at, they had this big band on stage playing contemporary music, and hey, this is super cool. I
right.
didn't know that existed, and then all of a sudden, with God kind of coaching me a little bit, that was something I wanted to become part of. So
That's
she made the world a difference in bringing me back to my faith and helping me get back with Jesus. And very strong woman in her faith.
wow, that's amazing. And that's usually what they say: the love will lead you there, or something else. So that's a great testament that it was Michelle that brought you back, because we can always be misled, but when we find someone that cares about us, values us, and brings us to the light, that's everything. It's hard to find that, but it's everything. So kudos to her. You talk about using music as a weapon. What does that mean to you, like especially in context of spiritual battles?
Well, I think, you can, if you face a battle, you can choose how you're going to address it, right? It's music is very powerful to me. I think music is powerful to everyone, no matter whether you're a believer, you're a non-believer, you're very powerful, because it can move you through any situation in any way, right? And I think the best way to battle those types of things is through music and singing and playing to people, as opposed to all the other bad things you could try to do.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. From rock bands and record deals to now leading worship, how do you do those worlds, and how do they collide in your current music style? From you know,
No. I mean, doing the music thing, I've been playing out a lot more, so it is affecting how much I can play on the worship team. But like, I've been gone for 4 weeks from church. Now I'll be playing the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks at church. So the schedule has been a little tougher to keep in line, because, I love being on the worship team, and I love being on stage somewhere else. It's kind of a balancing act, but so far it's working.
Okay, good, good. Do you ever have to turn down any, I'll call it secular gigs? You know what I mean? When I say that.
We usually schedule a month out for our worship team, and I usually have my schedule out 2 or 3 months from where I'm gigging. Now, if something big came up, open for Danny Gokey or something like that came up, I could talk to the pastoral staff, and we would be able to work something out. So far, do that.
Okay. So if something came up, let's just say, I'm making this up, that they said they want you to play for what's the one in Woodstock? Would you play something like that, or that depends? Like, is it only Christian events that you'll do, or venues, or elements, or you'll maybe potentially do other stuff?
Well, I try to stay at Christian events. The one that I opened for Danny Gokey, that was not a Christian event, but they had, so it's a 3-day festival, and Sunday, one of the stages dedicated it to Christian music.
Oh, that's awesome.
It wasn't, but they had a Christian day, I guess.
Okay.
So, as long as it's clean and family friendly, I'm okay with doing those types of shows. If it's not clean and stuff, or it's representing the wrong thing, then I will pass on it.
Okay, and that's what I was trying to get at for anybody that's out there, because I know people that want to sing Christian music, but then they get caught up between the world music, and then I'm like, you got to make a choice. You're going to be, doing Lil Wayne, or you're going to be doing for Jesus, right? Which one is it? Because you can't. I don't think you can safely do both. But like you said, if it's a venue where kids can come, then clearly we're not talking anything. So that's different. but good. I was just asking. I know the answer to the question, but in case of viewers out there who wants to write, I know people who do want to say, I want to go into, Christian, but I don't know about. So a lot of the questions I asked you are geared toward someone out there that may be inspired to write or to perform or even to sing, but don't quite know what that looks like. So that's why.
Yeah.
So your debut EP, Rescued, Redeemed, Forgiven, was award winning. What do those 3 words mean to you personally?
I think that sums up the whole Bible. Rescued, redeemed, forgiven. I mean, it's a total life change, and I'm living a clean life. I'm living a healthy life. I love everybody, even if we weren't friends before.
Right.
Really, what it means. It means total change. It's kind of how the second EP got named. I can feel the change. So, yeah.
Yes, you have also He Rescued Me. That won Best Christian Song of the Year. What's the story behind that track?
That's my salvation song. I mean, if you listen to it, it's like 3.5 minutes long, but it's 50 years long. You know what I mean?
50 years. I get that.
It really talks about what I went through and how I was saved and how I got my.
Wow. Yeah. Your latest single, Strong, that one's all about standing firm in faith. What inspired that message and that sound?
Just going through some trials and tribulations and really realizing the strength that I had in my faith. Allowing me to face it without going that direction or that direction, and being able to focus and where Jesus wanted to take me, and the strength I have in His love for me.
That's powerful. Did you say? Oh, yeah, no, that's very powerful. I can imagine, especially in today's world, I can imagine so many collisions if you don't stay focused, because there's just so much out there, yeah, just a lot out there. But you've been on national stages, red carpets, but how do you stay humble, and really, rooted in your mission?
And my wife.
Michelle, that's right. Keep it. That's right.
Awesome. I mean, we had a conversation when this all started that if you ever see me veer off the path a little bit, grab me by the back. So we make this together. Do this show. We're going to do this recording. We're going to spend this money, or we're going to do this interview. Whatever, we talk about them all.
Wow.
Back when I was 2025, it would have been tough to, let the head swell, but now it's just, I played for 2,000 people, and people would say, "What was it like?" Well, it was cool. I played for 2,000 people, but what was awesome was when I was done, and the people talked to me, not telling me this, but telling me how the music affected them, or my testimony affected them, or they had decided not to do something because they heard something from our show. That's priceless. So that helps you stay humble when you keep that stuff in line. That
is definitely the humble pie when someone tells you after that you affected their life, because that's really what we do. It, I believe, God uses us for different things. Like mine may be just having someone on the show that someone's inspired by. Yours may be through the music, the sound, and some people's oral, giving motivational speaking, some people's writing, so many ways. But I'm a firm believer in staying focused. That's why I don't try to do like everybody else does on their podcast. I don't care what they're doing to gossip. I could care less. If it doesn't touch my soul, I do not do it. Whatever it is. And it may be boring. It may be whatever you want to call it. But I'm stuck. I listen to what the universe and God tells me, and that's what I do. That's it. Sometimes that's not popular. So, but who cares? I don't care about popularity. Yeah. So what advice would you give to someone who feels too broken to be used by God? like someone who's where you once were?
Well, I felt that. You know, I sometimes wonder why God's using me now from the life before, you know, but He is, and I have to have faith that He's doing that for a reason, and I'm seeing it. You know, no one's ever too far gone or never too far broken to come back. God is there. I mean, if you trust your life in Him and you change your life, He will save you. I mean, I've met some people that have been in some pretty bad places that are walking with God now, and you wouldn't even recognize Him anymore. So anybody can be saved.
I can attest to that. I've seen it myself as a former addiction counselor over 16 years. I've seen it where you're like, no way. Yes way. If they want it and God wants it, that's what's going to happen. And you have to stand firm in it. But do you do any work with addicts? Do you do anything special with them? Because your story is very powerful. That part is very, very powerful.
Yeah, I played some shows specifically for, you know, homeless or addicts. I want more into that. Okay. I haven't really found my avenue yet. You know, I'm just kind of going wherever God's taking me to go, and I've kind of touched everything, you know, and I'm waiting for Him to open whatever door He wants to open, and that's where I'm going to minister. So. Okay,
good. Yeah. So yeah, I know sometimes. What's like, peace be still. Sometimes we stay still in what we do and just keep doing it until it's time, and we'll know when it's time because God will let us know. You know, He'll send us whoever we need. So I like that. How do you navigate the tension between performance and authenticity, like especially in a genre like like Christian rock?
Yeah, I mean, when I was a rock and roll guy, I was playing. I wanted everybody to look at me. I wanted all the money and the fame and the autographs and all that stuff. You know, when music for God, longer in the picture, you're trying to get people to worship Him or follow Him or change their ways because of Him. So I don't even like to call it a performance. It's just time I play. It's worship, and that's right address. And that's a long, you know, talk about people that think they're too far gone. That is a long road from where I used to be.
Can you believe it? It's like, wow. I mean, the change, and through your music, that's the best part. Because I know you used to do rock, right? Before, I think it was, you said, yeah. And to see the change, I know there's days you look and say, wow, thank you, right? Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Because that's a big difference. Yeah. You know? Yeah. I do that myself, and I'm not even a musician. So I can imagine being in that arena. There's many other elements of temptation and, so many elements going on, that vanity, we get, especially when you make a little name for yourself, and now you're like, you start believing the hype, and then, you go into full mode of not what you're supposed to be doing. Like, wait a minute, you lost your focus. Yeah. A lot of rock stars do. A lot of them. I know a lot of people that
numbers. What are your numbers? What are your numbers? Who cares about my numbers?
Right. You get caught up in the number. Yeah, it becomes a whole thing. I just, say follow your heart. If God's on your heart, follow God. That's it. That's all you can do, because that will lead you to a way better outcome than following just, I'm going to be a rock star, because lots of rock stars, they make it and then boom, they fall right back down. Yep. God is good all the time. That's right, Norma. You said it right. Tell us about your upcoming EP. I can feel the change. Like, what transformation is God working in you now with that?
Well, that's kind of been a culmination of, so that I recorded that in April, March or April of this year, and it's coming out, and the last song comes out next Friday. The whole EP comes out next Friday, and it is really more of an EP about the change that I have experienced since I said yes.
Okay.
And surrendering everything to Him. It's really The first EP was about my salvation, and this EP is really about what has changed and how I have changed since that whole process started.
Wow. So you see the full transition there. And that's important to know and see. Wow. Because then you get to see how God has used you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it's great. Looking back on everything you've been through, what would you say to your 20-year-old version of yourself behind that first drum kit?
I would say, you have no idea what's coming.
Watch out, come back.
Never would have thought in a million years that at my age, I'd be what I'm doing. When I was doing the rock thing, I said, when I'm 35, if I haven't made something, I'm done. I quit for like 5 years. And I got in a couple of small bands, and I did the acoustic duos, and I thought, well, this is it. This is what it's going to be, And then God said, no, I just been waiting, and time I want you to start playing music for me. So
that's amazing. Right? That is amazing. That's really what it's all about. Wow. So I have a spotlight question for you. The Danny Gokey concert. You recently opened for Danny Gokey, one of Christian music's biggest voices. Okay. What's his most noted song? Not Just Haven't Seen Yet. I'm thinking of the other group. Oh my gosh, I know the song and just blanked out like that. There's a song. I'm sure you guys would know it. Look up Danny Gokey. You'll know the song. It's one of my favorites. I just blanked out for some reason. I think I'm getting younger by the minute. What was that experience like, and how did it affirm the calling God had placed on your life?
It was super cool and super unexpected, and I never that would ever happen. I'm open for quite a summer, which has been crazy, but super nice guy. But he was super sick. I mean, he almost canceled. But I've got a few thousand people here, and we're gonna worship, because I think it was a non-Christian festival with a Christian day. He wanted to make sure he didn't cancel. So by the time he was done, he couldn't even talk. So I didn't get to see him much, but I played again in the fall at One Fest, and he played there again. My wife and daughter and I got to sit down and talk with him a little bit. So super nice guy. Super.
Yes. I mean, writing a song like that is. You know who I get always confused to, because they're my other favorite is it Town and Country? Just Haven't Seen It Yet. Just Haven't Seen It Yet.
Oh yeah.
I get so mind boggled when I say the names, but I know what I'm talking about. So I sound a little crazy, guys, but look it up. Just Haven't Seen It Yet. And then Danny Gokey's song is I want to Google it, and I might take time. But that song is amazing. And if you just listen to the lyrics, you'll know whoever wrote it had to be a good person.
Yeah.
They had to be. They had to be thoughtful. They had to be. I mean, there's so much to that. But when you first got the call, like, was it really exciting? I
thought he was messing with me. So
you did?
I did an EP concert. My church, they let me do an EP release concert for that first EP, Rescue, Redeemed, Forgiven. My town guy made his brother come to watch it. His brother really didn't want to come, but his son wanted to come or something. So they came, and turns out he's a promoter. And came backstage after the show and said, if you can get a band together, I can get you into some big festivals. And I'm going, well, that's cool. Well, I don't have a band. I've been trying to get a band together but God put a band around me, and I got a hold of him, and he said, well, I got a couple of pretty big festivals, two of the biggest festivals in Wisconsin I'm going to put you in. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm going to play o'clock in the morning or something, first act where no one's there. And he calls me and goes, all right, I got you in at the Bratfest, and you're going to be opening for the headliner. I said, well, that's cool. And I said, who's the headliner? And he said, it's Danny Gokey. I said, no, who's the headliner? He said, no, it's Danny Gokey. You're going to be opening for Danny Gokey.
Look at that.
Lots of.
That's all God. You see, I think sometimes if we align ourselves correctly, right? So you cleaned up your act, you started worshiping, and being around the people that would what's the word, magnify that gift that you have, and then boom, God said, it's time. So there'll be plenty of more, I'm sure. What I'm saying, that's just the tip of the iceberg. But I thought it was amazing. And I know it must have been very exciting to get that call, because especially, after Danny Gokey, that was around the time we had that. This hit was like number one in the Christian arena. So it's like, wow.
Yeah,
like, are you kidding?
Yeah. It was pretty cool because my drummer said, I'm looking over at the ramp while we're playing. There's a ramp that goes up the stage, and goes, look at that. I go, man, familiar. And it was Danny jamming to us while we were playing. So that's cool.
Really? Wow. See,
great.
That's
it was
amazing.
A great night.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. What has been your other biggest moment, or was that the biggest moment since you started doing Christian music? Has there been another moment? I think you won some awards, right?
Yeah, awards are cool. It was a big moment opening for Danny. It was a big moment. But I've had just as big a moments playing in small places with 10 people because of came up and talked to me after the show was over. I mean, the impact and the powerful things that we can do with our music and people that will listen.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure Danny would say the same thing. I want to make sure that people are following Jesus. And that's what I want to do. He's just way up here and I'm just a little guy down here, but we're both trying to do the same thing.
That's it. We're just we're servicing. That's all we're doing, what he told us to do. And that's why one of my slogans is, we don't care about numbers, we care about people. Because a lot of times they'll tell you, you're not selling 100 million albums, or you're not, your ratings are not that great. You only have 20 viewers. And I was like, yeah, but one of them is here today because they watch so-and-so. So right. I did my job, right? And then that one person will affect 20 more people, right? And then 40 more people. So you don't see those numbers adding up. So it's okay. It's okay. I don't get concerned. Yeah. Don't get concerned with numbers, because they will trick you.
Yeah, they will trick you. And most of the time they won't do anything for you.
No, it doesn't. But it's because, to me, if you have 100,000 people in the crowd, and you don't even know one person that you saved the life of or changed the mind of, what was the point of having 100,000? Oh, sorry, line your pockets. Because if that was the goal, then I think you're in the wrong field. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, depends on what your focus. Yeah. And if your focus is on God, it's clearly, you that one person coming up is what makes your night.
It really does.
Yeah, I totally get that. Has there ever been a time where you may have thought, what, maybe I should ...
Very recently.
Okay. What made you think that? What something came up, or people were discouraging?
I was just wondering if this is, really what I should be doing. I was getting burnt out. Mm-hmm. I'll go anywhere, right? Mm-hmm. So did the band thing all summer, and then the festivals kind of ended, and mm-hmm. I booked a bunch of solo gigs. So I live in middle Wisconsin, mm-hmm. and last 5 weeks I've been to Nashville, I've been to Detroit, I've been to Indianapolis, I've been to Kansas, I've been to Green Bay every weekend. And I was away from home, and that's kind of what I want to do, but doing that and working a full-time job is extremely tough. So I am at a natural pause right now. Going into the holidays, I don't have a lot. I've got a couple of Christmas things booked, but I kind of took some time off to kind of. I'm going to have surgery next month on my sinus. Just won't be able to sing for a little while anyway. But I had that, and then I went to this gig in Indianapolis for this. I met a guy online through You God's Music that I was on last year, and he said, yeah, I got a church. I'm a new worship pastor here, and we'll do a worship night. We'll bring you down. I thought, okay, that's great. The last one of all those other trips. And I'm thinking, man, I'm driving down there going, oh, I just don't want to go. I want to stay home and I want to sleep in my bed. That's when I was starting to think, is this really what I want to do? Or is this really what God wants me to do? You know, and I got to this place and I got in there about 2:00 in the afternoon because they were going to rehearse and then I was going to get all set up. And man, they had 13 people on stage. It was amazing. It was
really
Post Road Christian Church in Indianapolis, Indiana. I want to say that. And Cowbell, that brought me down there. And that just rekindled me. It just like it's like my fire was almost out. And somebody threw some gas on it after they were done because I was so inspired and so uplifted when I was. It was just amazing. So yeah, I have had those.
Wow. Yeah. No, I think we all do. It's called being human. I don't think there's ever a perfect time, which is why you must stay in worship and you must stay prayed up. You know, you must stay in a spiritual state, because if you don't, as soon as you get out, that's when the devil shows up, and he will definitely put some type of doubt in your mind, let's say, you know. So I think you know, staying within your realm, you keep being consistent about that. And, you know, and you're in recovery. So there's double things to that. You have to, you know, people think, oh, I'm in recovery, I'm saved, now I'm good. No, you're not good. You got to keep at it. Every day is like chipping away the old block. Every day. Tomorrow may turn up something crazy and you're like, and if you don't have that, you know, that conviction that this is what I'm standing on. I'm standing on Jesus. I'm standing on God. I'm standing on this. I don't care what anybody else says. Oh yeah, you will be tempted to fall off or think less of yourself or think this is not what I was supposed to be doing. And it's like, and then God says, no, this is what I told you to do. So we're going to stay on this path. And like you said, he'll show you something that you say, oh, okay, I'm at the right place. So it's always a work in progress. But we have to stay, you know, we have to stay on it. It's always going to be a challenge, as I say. So, and especially in your arena, you have a couple things going on. But well done on staying focused. I'm so happy I was able to have you back. Anything coming up? Any concerts coming up, or you're just going to take the break for now and then work it out next?
Yeah, I'm going to take a little break for now. I got a couple shows coming up still the rest of the year, but I'm going back in the studio in January. So,
okay, nice.
When
are you going to the studio? Sorry, go ahead.
Middle of January.
Okay.
Work with somebody different for once. I'm going to try something a little different. I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
Okay.
Maybe it'll go. I don't know.
Yeah. As long as you stay true to what you know your heart says. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like everybody was there. I can't explain. They're not sound, but they're just, I can't explain it. So Adele has her thing. If she was to go and try to do pop, I wouldn't listen to her.
Still saying, but just a little bit different. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you can test the waters. I'm just saying, I always stay true to what my gift is. Absolutely. You know, sometimes labels be like, why don't you try this? It's like, nope, that's not what I do. People have lost fans by doing that. So as long as you stay in your realm, go for it.
Stay in the realm. I have tours lined up here. I got a tour in February and one in September. So
you're doing it. That's amazing. Let us know. You know, and the title of the new album, that's what I'm going to say. The title of the album, tell us again. And we're going to play one of your songs, Strong. We're going to play Strong because what was that? You heard that? Sorry. Something just, I don't know what that was. It didn't sound good, but I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm still here, people. You didn't hear that? You didn't hear that?
Heard that.
I have no idea what that was, but it was not good. Okay, my ceiling didn't cave in. We're good.
There you go.
Go ahead. The studio, you didn't cave in. We're good. Yeah. What's the new album? Tell us again. And and when to look out for. I think you said Friday, next Friday, I think you said.
Yep, I Can Feel the Change is the title of the new EP, and
Yes.
6 songs on there. And
yes.
the 6th song comes out along with the EP next Friday.
Okay, so next Friday, guys, you can also Google Howard Gripp 2 Ps, and I'm sure that'll come up. You can also inbox me. I always can tell you what's what. So make sure you check out that album. And so I think what we're going to play is a music video before we come back and say goodbye and leave. Let's see what this is, what we have next. Let's see. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to play this song for you. All right, ready? Video. Hopefully I got this right. I did not get it right. Wait a minute. I'm going to get it right. Present share screen. There it is. All right, guys. Here we go. All right, check out this song. It is called Strong. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. It's a beautiful song. And it's a testament of how anyone feels when you went through something and you come back from it. It's like you wrote the song that we all could write, like if we were being truthful, right? So I love that. How long ago you wrote that song? Like the actual lyrics?
Maybe 7 months ago.
Oh, wow. Really? Oh, okay. Wow. It's just another thing I like about it is I had a neighbor that used to play rock and roll. That's how I started liking Kiss at 7 years old. Don't ask. It's like, I was like, really? You like Kiss? Like, how many black girls like Kiss? I was like, I do, especially Beth. Like Beth, I hear you call, but I can't come home. You know what I'm talking about? Right. So when I hear your music, I hear a strong sense of rock, but you don't hear rock anymore. So it's nice to hear to me, because I don't hear like old Stones, old rock anymore, unless it's them playing. You don't hear that at all on the radio. So just a pinch of an element of that gives me a nostalgia of when I was young and used to listen to Kiss. Because, some of the songs, I know what you mean, but like Beth is like, that could go in another direction than just rock, right? Because it's a beautiful song. It's a beautiful song. But that is a beautiful song as well. And it resonates with me because I think if everyone's being honest and being true and has been through anything and they come back, they'd say, I'd write that song. Yeah. Like, that's what they're going to write. Like, you make me feel, just so much about it. It's very touching. And what, who's this? Wow, amazing. Thank him. Norma said, thank you. I feel strong. Also, God bless all his words. Yeah, exactly. Right, Norma? I feel like, hey, Jen, I feel like that too. That when you hear it, you're like, like even if you're not a rock fan, Christian fan, the lyrics alone is enough to sustain you in saying, yeah, I do feel stronger. Like, this is great. So great song. I can't wait to hear more from you as well. Because you're clearly writing from your heart and your soul, which is what it's about. That's where the real message lies, right? So I appreciate you. Any advice you want to give to someone that's just starting recovery from addiction, maybe? Any tip points you want to give them? And then I'll ask for someone that's starting out in Christianity.
Yeah. Biggest thing that someone who's just starting out in recovery, find your faith. And whether you're a man or a woman, you need to find a solid group of men or a solid group of women that can support you and keep you standing up. I think that, I would say find a church, find a men's group, and let them help you on the new journey that you're going to be on, because it's going to be a whole new journey for you. I think that's, and like I said, whether it's a men's group or a women's group, either one, whichever way you go, I think you need to find that support group and put them around you.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It's crucial. especially in recovery, because you need, I say, find your tribe, whatever that is. Because, right?
Yep. Whatever that is, yeah.
Yeah, because there's going to be days where, and even the most perfect of us, our pastors, whoever, it doesn't matter who it is, there is days where it's just not, things are just, haywire. Maybe it's a full moon, I don't know, but you need a team around you that says, hey, pick your face up, let's go do the work of God, let's go do this, or let's divert from that. You need that team, no matter whether you're a Christian, whether you're in recovery, whether you're just a regular human being. And certainly in 2025, with all the things going on in the world, you better have something.
You better have something.
You better have something, because trust me, you will be tested.
Yeah, you will be tested.
Yes, you will be tested. So I appreciate you so much, Howard. You've been such a blessing to us, and I hope this album sells. It's an EP, excuse me, right? EP. I said it wrong, right? I said it wrong. It's an EP. But I hope, and here's what that cover looks like, guys. I Can Feel the Change, right? Make sure you go out and get that. If you can't remember, you can always inbox me. Howard, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Howard's journey reminds us that God can use brokenness to build something beautiful. I want you guys to keep walking in faith, and healing might be the song someone else needs to hear. So please share for that reason. Not because we care about numbers, because we care about people. That's why. All right. And Howard, hang out with me while I say goodbye to everybody. Thank you, Norma. I appreciate you, Tatiana. And I can't see you on YouTube, so I apologize. But we thank you so much. If you can, go out and get the album next Friday, right? Next Friday, it'll be out, and you can inbox me. You guys know that. You guys know. I know where to find you. You know where to find me. Better yet. All right. So hang out, and we'll say goodbye to Howard. Hang out with me, Howard. Bye, guys, and we'll see you next week. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.